Hey guys, I'm Orthodon, and we are back for a new poll video replacing Delicious in Dungeon until Season 2 comes out of that. But for now, we have a new poll. So, link will be in the description to this poll. The poll is taking place on my Patreon, but it is open for anyone to vote. You do not need to be a patron. You do not need to pay me any money to participate. Just go on there and vote. You probably do need an account, which is completely free to sign up on Patreon. So check that out if you are interested in voting and helping me decide what show I watch next. So with that, also I want to say, if you have any show recommendations, one, if you want to see if I've seen the show already, there's a link to my anime list in the description. I do my best to keep it updated. It's sometimes a few months behind. But I tend to go on there every now and then and just update it with a bunch of episodes that I've watched recently and stuff like that. But you'll be able to see all my completed lists and see everything I've watched. So that way, if you recommend something, it doesn't get wasted, and you could always recommend more, you know. But yeah, anyway, just leave me a comment, this video, any of my videos. I regularly check my comments, and let me know if there's anything that you want me to watch, and then I usually add it to my plan to watch list on my anime list, and then when I go to do these polls, I will pick from that list, and if it's something I remember, like, oh, this was recommended by a viewer, I usually prioritize those when I'm forming the list, and if I don't really have anything recommended, then I throw on whatever I might be interested in watching. So yeah, let's start firing them off. Some of these you'll see are repeats from previous poll videos that are just returning until they win, or until I feel like they haven't gotten a vote in so long that I remove them for something else. So some of them I might fire off, and then some of them I might stop and talk for a minute about them. Let's jump into it. So first show, Death Parade. Second show, Samurai Champloo. Third show, Haikyuu, which is new to this. I've had Haikyuu on my plan to watch for a long time. I hear people talk about it all the time. I just know it's very long, so I was kind of waiting till a lot of my very long shows are over, and since Black Clover and Boruto have been done for a bit, I figured I'd throw that on the list, so we'll see if it wins. 4 is Megalobox. 5, bear with me on this one, Zom 100 Zombie ni Naru Maid ni Shitai 100 no Koto, or Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead for English speakers. 6 is Mahou Shoujo Madoka Magica, which is another returning one. Well, it's a returning one to this poll list because it used to be on my polls. It never really got any votes. It was recommended by a viewer, and then it started getting recommended again here recently, so I decided to throw it back on and see if it gets some votes. Number 7 is Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest. Very early on in my YouTube stuff, I did the Fairy Tail final season, because there's a lot of silliness. It's very shonen-y, like the power of friendship, and, you know, if I just push myself really hard, I suddenly get the power to win. But I don't know, there was something about it. I watched it very early in my anime career, and I really fell in love with it, and I've rewatched it several times since. I haven't rewatched the final season, but I watched, like, the first like, 300 episodes or whatever it was before the final season came out. So, definitely a show. When I saw the 100 Years Quest, I was like, ooh, am I jumping into Fairy Tail again at some point? So I figured I'd throw it on the list here. I kind of had a blank slot. I thought there was another show that was recommended, but I forgot to put it. It was recommended on a stream. And I was like, after the stream, I'll add it to my anime list. And then I never did. And then I went through, like, I thought it was a newer one. And I went through the last, like, 3 years of anime. And I couldn't, like, going through, like, the seasonal list. And I didn't recognize any of them as what was told to me in chat. So I just decided to throw Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest up in there, even though there was plenty of other stuff I could have added as well. So, either way, number 8, Shingeki no Kyojin Season 3, which is Attack on Titan Season 3. I've seen Season 1 and 2 a while ago at this point. The more this show doesn't win, the longer it's been since I watched it. So if this ever wins, I may try to do, like, I every now and then do this thing called a rewatch series on my Patreon, where I rewatch shows and I don't do much of a intro or much of a description. I just kind of jump right into the, not description, discussion afterwards. I just jump into the show since it's something I've seen before, refresh my memory, and I just kind of do it on camera and talk about like cool moments. And sometimes I talk more during the show than I normally would. I may do something like that for season 1 and 2 to refresh my memory, and then we get into season 3 if that one ever wins. But I do want to finish it someday. It's perpetually on my voting poll, so we'll see. Show number 9 is Spy X Family. I know this was pretty popular as it came out, so I decided to throw it on here for the last few polls. Number 10 is Yu Yu Hakusho. Big fan of Hunter x Hunter, and I've never seen its predecessor, so I'd love to see Yu Yu Hakusho at some point. With that, those are the 10 shows you have to choose from. Like I said before, if you're disappointed with these choices and you're like, man, why doesn't he put things like this, and that? Make a comment with what you're thinking. You don't have to be mean about it. you can be nice about it. But yeah, I wanna have more things added to my list and figure out more stuff to watch for you guys. And I want to watch more things that you guys are interested in, not just throwing things that I'm kind of interested in on this list, you know? So let me know. All that said, once again, link to that poll is in the description. I don't really have much more to say. I'm excited to start a new show. Hopefully you guys are too. And that'll be it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you do enjoy my content that I make on this channel. Once again, I've already mentioned my Patreon, but if you want to support me on there, then there's the early access tier where you get 2 episodes ahead to things like this show, so you'd start getting it early. Pretty much when you see like Delicious in Dungeon episode 23 go up, then the first episode or whatever wins the poll is probably going up. So yeah, check that out if you're interested. And then there's also the Patreon show tier where I watch entire shows on my Patreon before releasing them to YouTube, which means that like all of Freerun is on there right now, every episode. Solo Leveling season 1 and 2. Actually, by the time I probably only have a couple more episodes to release of Solo Leveling by the time you're seeing this video. So you get almost all of season 1 and 2 of Solo Leveling as well. And then there's live action shows where there's Last of Us, Watchmen, which Last of Us just started releasing to YouTube actually. But Watchmen, Shogun, and I've started The Expanse. I'm almost done season 2 of Expanse. So check all that out if you're interested in more content from me and you want to support the channel and what I do here. I very much appreciate it. Links in the description should be popping up on the screen, and I will see you guys in my future reactions. Bye-bye.